Espe Rants. My name is Hope, where I talk about C-dramas, the K-dramas, and everything in between. And this is my first thoughts, but this is a little bit different because it's not for a C-drama, but it's for a documentary slash variety show. But I feel more like documentary for Zhao Lusi's new documentary, Be Myself. And yes, I'm a little bit more excited than usual because I love her. I love her. I love her. I'm a big fan of her. I love her work. I've been watching her since when she basically started, and I've been following her journey ever since then. If you're new here and you have not seen one of my first thoughts videos, I basically break down the initial episodes, 4 episodes or 5 episodes that are dropped when it is first released. This is a documentary and it's 1 episode per week. So I will just be breaking down the first episode of this week. I will be talking about production, characters, which is not really characters, so it'll be participants in this case, and then my overall thoughts of it, which is how do I like it, what do I foresee as we continue, things like that. Per usual, when you go to the description box, you will see timestamps for each section, and there will be spoilers, so if you have not seen the first episode yet, I will be kind of going into details about what I like, what I've seen, so I just want to let you know that you've been warned. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So starting with production, I really am not going to have anything bad to say about this because everything about this was so good. Starting with cinematography, my gosh, every shot just breathtaking. And maybe I'm a little biased because I love traveling and I love doing videos and photos and all of that. So this like hit so close to home. I was just like, this is so gorgeous. I want to go visit. Can I go? Can I go? How much does it cost? Like I just immediately, every shot just made me want to go visit. Beautifully done. Every shot was just breathtaking to me, just gorgeous. I loved it all. Then we get into the editing of it, and I feel like she just had like the dream team for this whole project because the editing, there's cute transitions and everything that it just is seamless to me. Even like the kind of like animations they add to it and everything like that, it just works so well with the overall kind of like idea of this documentary. And it just I love it, okay? Like, yes, I'm a fan, but also it was all giving me life. Like, I was here for it because every little piece seemed well thought out. And then even from the scoring or the music added to it, I thought was perfect as well. You're probably like, you're just saying that because you love it. No, it at the right time, the music that was used just fit the scenes or just the moments that were being shown. At one point, please let me know if I'm not tripping. I heard Feliz Navidad. Did anyone else hear that? Towards the end, it's like Feliz Navidad was playing. It wasn't like the actual words, it was just like the instrumental. Please, someone tell me y'all heard that. And clearly there's not a costume part because they were just wearing their clothes. But I will say that there are moments when they go into like the town area where they meet the older grandpa who makes the shoes and things like that. And they're showing like some of the clothes that they wear and the shoes that they make. I thought was really beautiful and kind of to see like their culture. For production, it's 10 out of 10 for each category because I'm excited. And when things make me excited, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. So there's not characters, more like participants or people who are in it. Of course, I'll start with our star, Zhao Lusi. Lucy? Is it out Lucy? Lucy? Zhao Lusi. And sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I'm still trying to work on that. But my gosh. I guess I didn't go into thinking that it was going to be an emotional roller coaster, and maybe I should have known because it's her. I'm not saying in a bad way at all, but when she cried, I cried. That usually happens with her. She always like pulls at my heartstrings, and even when she wasn't crying, I was like feeling her holding back tears, and I'm like so there are like 3 moments I think that stood out for me for her. One moment when she starts telling the family she's staying with about how her sleep schedule was, and she talked about how she started sleeping 2 hours a day. And the expressions on their face as she was saying this was like, girl, what? That's not good, you know? And how she was still doing full days and only sleeping to it. She said she felt energized, but I feel like her body was like, nope, babes, we're not good. We're not good. We're not good. Until her body just kind of crashed out. And we kind of saw the results of that. I'm glad she sees kind of like that was not good. It's the nicest way I could say that. Changes needed to be made. But even from that, she transitioned into a part where she said that on their way up to their location, she started not to feel well and it kind of made her uncomfortable and she didn't really want to say anything. And I felt like she didn't want to be a burden, so she didn't want to say that she wasn't feeling well. And then she said that her castmate, who she considers her little brother, when he said, "I'm feeling dizzy," she felt relieved because she's like, wait, it's not just me. I'm not alone. It's someone else. Like, okay, you know, I'm not the problem. And I'm just thinking, girl, if you ever just say it, girl, like you're not a burden. But I think that's something that kind of has been ingrained in her, and I think that's something she's trying to work on. So I was just like, oh, that kind of hurt when she did say that, and I think you could still see that in their eyes when they are looking back at her. They don't know how to hide their feelings or what they're thinking, and that's kind of funny. But I love that they're just really honest with how they feel. And I'm talking about the family. The second moment that kind of stood out to me was when she was talking about her family. I think that was another moment that I got emotional, just hearing about how, when she was 16, she moved to the city where she started like training and doing staying in a dormitory. And it was like her and her family kind of not just like, I don't want to say grow apart, but they weren't talking. I think they felt like, oh, she's good. She's doing what she needs to do. If she needs something, she'll reach out to us. I'm assuming that. I don't want to assume too much about where they were and what exactly was going on, but she was saying they weren't texting, they weren't calling. She wasn't having like consistent communication with them. And I thought it had to be really hard for her that when she was going through those things that she was going through, it's like instead of being able to call my mom or dad and cry or like say this isn't fair or this, she felt like, she didn't want to be a burden to her because they were like, you have all these things, so you should be good. Like there shouldn't be any complaints. But there was a lot she was dealing with. And as a young teenager and a young adult, you're still going to need your mom and dad sometimes. Like, it helps to be able to have someone you can just crawl up in their arms and just, they can comfort you and just be like, it's okay. So I felt sad for her when hearing her talk about that. With her getting sick and now on her road to recovery, I am glad that they are now closer. Am I sad that like that is what it took to get there? Yes, but at least progress has been made and they are closer. So there was a good result that came from it. Now I'll leave it at that. We can discuss it in the comment section if you guys like, but I don't want to like say too much on that because it's like regarding someone's family. And the last part that stood out to me regarding her was just how she is with other people. She's somebody who's very encouraging and she can read people pretty fast, you could tell. Just her conversations with the young girl, and they had the makeup moment, and the little girl was asking her like what does she wear and what it's all for, and she tells her like she has pretty eyes and she has pretty lips and all she needs is sunscreen. I love that moment because she was letting her know you are beautiful without it. You don't need it. And yes, you can wear makeup even if you don't feel like you are or you do. It's not that type of thing, but I think it's always good like to be secure in yourself, knowing that without it, you're still good. You're a baddie without it, you're a baddie with it, okay? And don't let nobody tell y'all different. And that's just like a little life lesson for anyone, okay? Just know that. And even when she was sitting down and talking with the parents and telling them about all three of the children, and she was like, they're all fast learners, they're really talented. She was telling them about their daughter and how she picks up things fast. She's very artistic, from taking pictures to dancing to just like doing other things. She's really artistic. She has like that ingrained in her, like naturally she's good at it. She was like, so please support her goals. And I don't know if it was me, but was the dad getting emotional at that point? It seemed like he was, but I wasn't quite sure. But I just loved her kind of like pouring back into others and uplifting them and encouraging them and giving that positive feedback. And I think that was just beautiful to see. I just love that moment. And those are like three moments that really stood out to me. She even did it with the grandpa who makes the shoes and the clothing. Just like, you're amazing. Like, this is awesome. She really is very positive when she speaks to people and highlights their talents and things that are really good about them. So I love that. Yeah. Now moving on to little brother. This is so funny because like, of course we are watching him grow up. I feel like I'll blink and one day he's going to be a male lead and he's gonna be like 18 something, 19. I'll be like, no, please. Like, gosh, time passed so fast. But I love that she brought him along for the first like 2 episodes. I think throughout it we're gonna get other castmates or friends that are gonna come join. But the first one, I love that it was him because we clearly have seen them together in Who Rules the World, A Story of Pearl Girl, and we will see them in Love's Ambition. So 3 projects. It's so funny to me because as soon as he got out that car, he was and it's so funny, like when he was sharing his name, he was like, my mom named me because like when I was in her womb, I was moving a lot, and she was like, you're noisy. And then he comes out and he just, as soon as he meets people, he just starts talking. Like, he is the type of person that doesn't meet a stranger. And if he doesn't like you when he first meets you, I'm gonna say, like, I am 95% sure it's that person's problem. Like, there's something not right with them. I'm just gonna put that out there because he like meets no strangers. I love when they first met them and they were like, "Is he your child?" And she was like, "Wait, what? No, yeah, that's my son." She's like, "They asked, are you my son?" He's like, "Yep, I'm her son." I'm like, oh, they're so cute. They do kind of have like a big brother, big sister relationship, which I do love. I love that he was just so excited when he got there. He just fully embraced the experience. He was like, "You got a soccer ball? Let's play soccer." And he was ready to go. They went hiking. He had to make sure he took his altitude like oxygen tank because he was out of breath. They had that like shift in that he was adjusting to as well. I love that when he like met some of the locals, like the grandmother who stopped and he like shook hands, and then he met all the other children and they had the full soccer game. It was just really just no, it was really just pure and innocent and just heartwarming. It's the best way I could put it watching it. I think one thing that I thought was interesting that he said, and I think it's good that Lucy brought him along because he talked to her and he was telling her how when he's back home, he has such a busy schedule, he doesn't get to like play soccer with friends and kind of do things like this. And so for him to come out there, he was just like, "I'm having so much fun." And he was like, "Everybody's so nice and they're just so hospitable." And he just seemed genuinely happy. Like he was kind of getting this break that he needed because at the end of the day, he's still a child. So like I sometimes get worried when I see child actors because parents, make sure you allow them time to still be children. Like allow them to be children, even on set. Allow them to be children. They should not be growing up fast and be stressed and all that. You only have one time to be a child. And as much as possible, give them as much normalcy as you can when it comes to children actors. Because once you're an adult, you cannot be a child again. Anyways, I just love this for him as well. I would say I love the children. I love all three of them. They are very smart and very observant, and they are quick learners as well. I love their family unit. And so I'm glad we even got to see like a little like their life and how they live. So definitely love how they just kind of like fully like embrace them. Of course, she is a star, but you know, they still kind of like move very normal. They're not like putting on, it feels like they're just living their lives, even though they're famous. And I do like that. Moving on to my overall thoughts. I feel this first episode is doing a very good job kind of like setting the foundation for us seeing her healing journey. Again, if I said this on TikTok, it's giving very much Eat, Pray, Love type vibes. But I definitely am liking what I've seen so far. I feel like as someone who loves to travel, I always learn something new either from the culture, for the locals that I meet. And I feel like it always makes me a better person because I learn more about others, but in the process, I learn more about myself and things that maybe I can change or do better. So that's another reason why I truly love traveling. And I always encourage people when they're debating if they should travel or not, I'm like, take the trip. Even if it's a solo trip, if it's like a safe country to visit, do it. Go. You will learn so much about yourself and so much about another country that you did not know before, and it will help you grow as a person. Overall, I am loving it. I am excited about the next 9 episodes. It is on the Mango TV app. The translation on there is but the translation is better on Mango TV YouTube channel. So the subtitles on there, better. The audio for the music is a little janky, but outside of that, that's like a little thing. But like, because their actual audio speaking is just fine. It's just when it comes to music, it sounded a little weird. But I would say try to support this documentary on the official platforms because money towards it does go to a charity. So I would say do that as possible. Overall, I love it. I'm excited and I think this was so well done. And yeah, I am excited to see what else happens and develops throughout this journey of hers. How are you feeling about it? Let's discuss in the comments section. I will be back next time to speak about it. It'll be at the halfway mark. So after the 5th episode, I'll do my midpoint review and then we should go from there. But I hope you guys are having a great weekend and I will see y'all next time.